All right, how's everyone tonight? Are you ready for some New York? You know, we're a lot like Texas, and I don't think anybody can believe that, but I'm going to show you that I am, and I'll tell you why. I just came back from Austin and Dallas, and I said, we are very much alike. And he said, how could that be? New York, you talk slow, we talk fast, da, 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 da. I said, think about it. I said, we love to do a deal, and we shoot from the hip. And I think you can arrange that. That's all been arranged by Mr. Donald. And that's what hopefully I'm going to bring to you tonight. I'm going to bring you an investment tool that is rarely spoken about. It is never taught. So before I get into that, first of all, in the self-directed market, how much do you think is available to you if you were just to take 401ks and IRAs in this whole country? How much money? Trillions? Billions over here? Okay, any number? You don't count. Those are my children over there. I love them dearly, by the way. It is $7.5 trillion. Do you think you just might be able to find some capital for the next project you're going to work on? Because that is what this is all about. It's really, we have unveiled, if you will, this secret compartment that Wall Street is not going to tell you about. Because think about it. Do you think Fidelity and JP Morgan or Schwab or Ameritrade want you to know this? No. That's why it is not on television ads, okay? No. Or the news. They don't want to talk about this. And CPAs and attorneys will constantly put one thing into you, and it's called fear. And fear doesn't work, not if you're an investor. Are you investors? Yes. You are not just investors, you're entrepreneurs. So I'm going to go through a couple of things about this whole, do I just press on the sides here? I'm technologically impaired here, so just bear with me, just bear with me. So, most of you know that Wall Street has been around for about 250 years, okay? I recently was at a luncheon in New York. I met up with these two men. They were head of private client services. Do you know what private client services is? It's a sector of each of the broker-dealers where they only handle clients that are $10 million and above. We were at a conference that traded non-traded REITs. You know what REITs are? Real Estate Investment Trust, right? Okay. So I boldly said to both of them, what are you doing here? Why in the world are you at a conference that Wall Street has nothing to do with? And they said, we're losing clients and we're losing financial advisors. And I said, that's a great answer. I said, and guess what? You've been around 250 years and all you've been thinking about is your pocketbook. So the day that you get it right, that the investor's number one, then you'll start making money again. And in the meantime, you deserve this. And they didn't like it. And my boss is kicking me under the table. And I said, this is my moment. I spent 35 years in Wall Street, and I can attest to one thing. Wall Street makes money every stinking day, but not the client. I don't know whether any of you have any 401ks or an old, in other words, some type of retirement account. I know there's a couple of my clients here, and one is a gentleman who was with the police force in another town. Don't get upset. He's retired. He's not going to arrest anybody. And the point is that we are finding out what are most of the pension plans making. By the way, there's over $15 trillion in pensions. Did you hear that? $15 trillion. So altogether, you've got $22.5 trillion sitting in American pocketbooks, so to speak, but obviously tax deferred, and they're being held somewhere. So with that said, the point is, why is it just sitting there, and why is it only making 1.8%? What did the Dow do this past year? Didn't it go up 30% the first quarter? That's what they were saying. Did you make 30% in your portfolio? Because I haven't heard of anyone. And that's why I decided 15 years ago, somebody hired me out of Wall Street. By the way, I started on Wall Street when I was 17 years old. I became a bond trader at the age of 24. There were only 8 women in all of Wall Street that were actually trading. I had no idea what I was doing. So don't think I was no great economist. I did not understand finance, but I did learn one thing. I learned that you buy at the bottom and you sell at the top, right? That makes sense. Well, I came over to your world. I became a convert when I got hired by a trust custodian. Came on board. I beat out 9 guys for the job. And the only reason was because I accepted less money than they did. So anyway, I got hired, went to work. And all I can tell you is I never looked back. I left all my licenses. I left all my professional years of being an analyst, of being a very dedicated compliance director. And by the way, can you imagine having a name like Savage? And brokers really appreciated me. The point is, I became so passionate when I learned what you know. And that's why I'm here tonight. And by the way, I want to thank Christina because it is a privilege to stand before you. This is not something I take lightly. You have made good earned money, or you're about to, and someone needs to show you that it's your money. It's not Fidelity. B of A doesn't own it. Wells Fargo doesn't own it. Ameritrade, you name whoever you want, it's not their money, it's your money. And I'm going to show you how to hold on to it and build it, because that's where you are at. You have learned one thing. It's not in Wall Street that great entrepreneurs are built. At least not that I've seen. Look at Warren Buffett came out. Do you know what Warren Buffett's invested in right now? Mobile homes. Did you know that?